Brian. Hey, Lynn. I guess we're here today to talk about the relaunching of the theater scene in Cincinnati.
Yep.
At the Playhouse, we have great hopes of entering into the holiday season, fresh, ready to go with all of our health and safety protocols in place. But we're going to need to start a little bit smaller than I think all three of our theaters normally do. So rather than our extravagant traditional production of Christmas Carol with 28 actors on stage and just as many people backstage, we're trying a new angle. We're going to have a solo Christmas Carol this year with a single actor performing all of those roles in a sort of acting tour de force. And that way we can tiptoe back into the COVID waters, if you will. And then in the bigger Marks Theater in the spring, we still have our commissioned new play from Keith Joseph Atkins called The West End, set in Cincinnati's West End, sort of a historical play about Black and German Cincinnati at the outbreak of the Second World War. We got Steel Magnolias, we've got the postponed Murder on the Orient Express, and we've just added a wonderful comedy called Schoolgirls, or the African Mean Girls play by Jocelyn Bayo, as well as a whole trio of plays in our Rosenthal Shelter House Theater. What do you have going on, Lynn?
Oh, we're busy. Well, we are not going to get open in December fully, although we will have our 25th, or actually this year will be the 26th anniversary of Expectations of Christmas. So that fundraiser for Tender Mercies goes on. It's like, come on and hang out with the Ensemble family, with your family. And if we can't do it in person, we'll do it online. But that's a fundraiser for Tender Mercies, and that's sort of our holiday card to Cincinnati. But 14 actors singing in Sleeping Beauty won't work right now. So we are going to hold our gala opening, which won't be so, it'll be an opening. It might not have a big black tie gala, but it'll have fun. We're going to have Pipeline back on our stage in January. It's a show we love. It's a show we believe in. The set is still standing there. It looks like the actors have been abducted by aliens. So we are going to bring that beautiful show back to life. And then 3 more productions till we hit July. And I'm hoping by the 1st of August to actually not only announce those next 3, but the ones that run us straight up till December of 21. So once we get going, we never want to stop again.
I'm so happy you're getting back to Pipeline. You know, I was there on opening night. It's a tremendous production.
It's a
that the
great
rest of the community needs to see. Yeah,
Ron Parson, a marvelous director, marvelous cast, and a marvelous message for our community, even more so now than last March. So it's a way to start out with something that's at the core of our heart, and with a production we're just really proud of. So now everybody gets to see it. And what we'll do is we'll run that show longer and any show longer so that we can get, in 182 seats with the social distancing, trying to get big crowds in right now won't work. So we'll just run longer, which is why we're not putting any dates out. But Pipeline starts us back, and then we're going to keep on rolling from there. Also, we'll be doing some online in September, October, November. So little things to keep you entertained and keep that spirit that, that Christmas Carol and what Brian, I hope we'll talk about next, will bring back to the community. Because, as much as we love entertaining and bringing you great ideas and great stories, we also love doing those together. We like, I think, being that connect to our community really well and to each other. Right, Brian?
Yeah, absolutely. So, and of course, we're gonna try to days as well. We're going to be bringing you, it's our 15th annual, 100th annual production of Every Christmas Story Ever Told and Then Some, which is a cast of 4, and we'll be bringing that back in time for the holidays. And then as we hit 2021, we're going to be bringing the 3 Shakespeare plays that we had planned for the season, Hamlet, Romeo and Juliet, and Comedy of Errors, back to back to back, with longer runs as well, so that we can see more people in our socially distanced space. And then the season will end with us remounting Kate Hamill's Pride and Prejudice, which is what we were right in the middle of when things shut down for us back in March. So we're very excited.
They just loved that. That show was so loved, and people were having such a wonderful time doing it. I'm glad it's getting to see the light of day again. That was cut way too short, too soon.
Yeah, it was a beautiful production, and we're going to get to see Sarah Clark stage that, so she'll be bringing that back, as well as playing Hamlet for us, which a lot of our audience was very sad to see that not get to reach the stage back in the spring. but to be able to bring 3 Shakespeares and a literary adaptation and holiday hijinks is going to be truly wonderful. So we're excited about that, and being as safe as possible for the audience and the artists alike, and keeping that first and foremost. So that's what we've got. And I just want to say it has been terrific over the last, one of the few highlights of the last 4 months in quarantine is how much we've been able to sort of talk to each other and share ideas and commiserate and everything. So I just wanted to thank Blake and Lynn for all of the time and all of the conversation that we've had. It's been great working with you all and working through this.
It's made our world a lot better. Yeah, I think.
We're all in this together, obviously, and we share a lot of audience. You know, when I go to your theaters, I bump into people who I'm used to seeing in my lobby, and I'm sure you have a similar experience. And that's really what led to this joint announcement today, this idea that as a sector, the theater field in Cincinnati could make a more powerful statement to our combined, collected audience by announcing together the general timeline of things. And of course, that includes social distancing in our houses, as both of you have talked about, and we'll be doing at the Playhouse as well, but also health and safety protocols. Things are changing weekly, of course, from the state of Ohio, from the CDC. And I know that as we get closer to the opening date, we all want to be on the same page so that all of our theater-loving patrons are asked to do the same things, regardless of what theater they may be going to, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And as much as we want everybody back as soon as possible and actors back on our stage and everybody back to work, we want to do that safely. We want to do that knowing that, you know, you help this theater community exist. Without our audiences, we aren't here. So I think we all are joined in this message of just wanting to make sure, you know, we're doing the best we can to take care of you so that when you come back to our houses, you'll feel safe and secure and be able to, you know, sit back, relax, and enjoy a show and not have to worry. We've all had enough worry, I think, over these many months. So it's time to smile and relax and feel at home again in our spaces, which I know we're all working to do, and make sure that you feel absolutely comfortable.
Yeah. And of course, not just audiences, we're talking about the artists on stage, the staff backstage. There's a lot that goes on behind the stage that our patrons don't even know about, but we have to ensure the health and safety of all of our employees as well.
And that's been fun working together too, because a lot of us have the same actors on our stages and we want them back to work, and writers and directors. And so, you know, this is reaching out to the community as well to make sure actors know that we're doing our best to get them hired and get them back and get them in a safe and very supportive environment, because we need them to tell these wonderful, wonderful stories. And I know everybody misses the artists in the house as much as we miss the audience in the house. So it's been lonely and quiet. I'm not big with quiet. I'm not big with quiet.
You know, somebody was asking me the other day, you know, why now? Why are we making this announcement? Not just together, but at this particular moment in time. And I suspect at your places, it's been like us. You know, we've been doing a lot of scenario planning. And after doing, you know, scenario 128, you just get to a point where you have to plant your stake in the ground and say, this is what we want to do. This is what we're hoping to do. It's a plan. And with a little luck, we'll be able to stick to that plan. If the virus conspires against us, then we'll adjust as necessary. But I think it's worth saying that not only are we in it together as a theater field, but we're all in it together as a city, as a county, as a state. If you want live theater back in your life, the best thing you can do is stay disciplined and do the right thing so that we can get on the downside of this curve once and for all. Yeah,
I mean, it is absolutely wonderful to be thinking about here's the programming that we are going to fight for and we're going to work towards, so that designers can design, actors can learn about lines, directors can think about staging, crew can prepare, marketing can get into it, like everybody can start to move forward with a plan. And so it gives us something to work on together. And Blake, you're absolutely right, that idea that it is everybody, it is this city. So everything that the community can do, whether it's wearing masks, being socially distant, all of those pieces that get us back to work and back to gathering quicker is going to be terrific. So I thank everybody that has been part of the scenario planning, and I thank you all, and I thank everybody in Cincinnati for what they're going to do to help us get back as soon as possible. I thank you in advance.
Well, and our audiences have been wonderful. I think I can chime in, but I can honestly say that all of us in the theater industry have experienced such generosity from ticket holders and subscribers and your patients, and what you've donated back or allowed us to credit. That makes an enormous difference. It's one of the reasons we can sit here and look ahead, is because of the enormous support that this community has given us in terms of your patience and your faith in what we can do.
Even in the midst of this pandemic, we've all had tremendous renewal rates for our subscribers. Yeah. I know you all have, and we have as well. We've been pleasantly surprised, really sort of astonished. But I think that's an indication of just how badly people want to get back to normal. People want to get back to sharing stories in the theater. So we're going to do everything we can to honor that commitment as long as we can go there together.
That's right.
Yeah, it is an amazingly generous community that we're a part of, and I know that there are people sitting there watching this right now thinking, well, I want to help, I want to be a part of that, and what can I do? And I know, and this might be the same for all of us, that if you want to make sure you're supporting local theater right now, that by buying a subscription to the season, by buying gift certificates, that's the type of thing that you can do now, today, that will help have an impact on how we reopen and success with how we reopen. So, and I know that we feel very strongly that you can purchase with confidence, that if you become a subscriber today, you join that high renewal group, that even if plans do have to change, we will find a way to honor your purchase. We will make sure that you are not out a dollar. If you want to spend that dollar today to support CSC, Playhouse in the Park, ETC, or any theater in Cincinnati.
That's right. And if you can afford it, make a donation. We're all so reliant on ticket sales. And when all of a sudden you're creating more distance in your theater auditorium, you're capping sales at a certain level, which is far lower than we would normally do. So we're deliberately putting a cap on our earned income, on our ticket sales. And the way you can help counterbalance that, if you can afford it, is to make a donation to your favorite theater company or arts organization.
Yeah, we'd appreciate that. And it would make a big difference, because no ticket sales coming through the door, no phones ringing. That's not a joyous sound or a sight. The other thing too is ArtsWave, which supports so many arts organizations in town. They're still in their campaign. And that's a way to donate and feel like you're supporting the entire art scene. So whether it's individually or collectively or ArtsWave, you can make a big difference. And the biggest investment you can make in us is your faith in knowing that we're coming back to you and bringing programming back to you because we love doing it. And we're really, really grateful to have, I consider, the best audiences in the world here in town.
Well, and every single dollar, right, it ends up being about people. And it's the reason why we're the business that is coming back the latest. Because we are about social gathering, we're about people in the auditorium, we're about people on the stage, and so it's challenging. But what we're trying to do is also make sure that this very rich talent pool that we have in Cincinnati gets back to work as soon as possible, and therefore stays in Cincinnati. So when you're buying subscriptions and when you're donating, that is supporting the artists, the administrators, the designers, the entire staff of these organizations, because we are a people business, and your support supports people and gets them back to work.
I don't think any of us have a staff member that would rather be home. Everybody would rather be at work. Artists want to create art, and performing, writing, directing, producing, all of that is an art form that needs an audience and needs venues to be able to do that. So that's what we're opening back up eventually. And hopefully you'll be with us to join us in that. And we'll be able to make some calls and let people know they have jobs coming up, which would be really exciting. Much better than the calls to furlough folks back in March and April.
Right. I mean, I know all of our organizations are going to be busy in the fall online with various online projects and educational offerings. And as soon as the schools figure out how they're opening up, we all have a presence there as well. But it's not the same thing that sitting in the theater with your friends and your neighbors and experiencing a story together, looking at the world through somebody else's eyes. So we all look forward to getting there in December, January.
Yeah.
Indeed. Yes.